All right, we're here with, what do you call this thing, man? I'm going to call it the Beast, because this thing's a beast, bro.
It's my mobile toolbox.
It's his mobile toolbox. I love it. It's his mobile warehouse. Look at the girls from Winter are like, whoa, check it out. Yeah.
It's like, you know, like $100,000 rolling.
I love it how Brad Pitt's standing right over there, but all of the women in the trade are wooing on the things. Rudy, man, I mean, this is a big boy right here. It's no joke. I mean, this is for the big boys that really are doing everything from A to Z and not messing around. I mean, did you plan this from the get-go? Is this how you rolled from the get-go?
Since day one, I've always rolled in big trucks. The point of the big trucks is to show up prepared, show up ready for any type of situation, right? Minimize trips back to Home Depot, not having the right tools. It's all money in the gutter at the end of the day. So if you show up prepared, ready for anything, at the end of the day, you know, Jeff, it just means more money in my pocket.
Amen to that. And you know what? The guys, I love my guys. I know you treat your guys very, you love them, but they're an expense. And the more you can mitigate that by spending some money here, it saves labor. Labor could possibly mean a workers' comp issue, an accident, There's a lot to say about this. I'm kind of a mixed person. I like to have a warehouse because I don't like going to the wholesale house a lot. But, you know, even if you're missing one tiny part, sometimes you got to go to the wholesale house. I'm a big combination. I think you're right. This is like a rolling warehouse is really what it is.
Pretty much is. So this is a warehouse from the warehouse.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I do stock my parts like you do. I buy in bulk. We have a method every Friday. The apprentices wash the trucks and they restock from my warehouse to the mini warehouse here, so that when they start the week, their truck is fully stocked. Because, you know, we're having to go to the store for a $2 box, and how much does that cost, right?
That $2 box becomes like $100. Okay, so are you two types of electricians? The guys take the trucks home, or do they all bring them all back at night?
No, the trucks go back to the shop. We have a yard. The only one that gets to take their truck home is me. That's it.
Very cool. And I'm the opposite, again, just because I don't want to pay that drive time back and forth, but I'm Armenian, so, you know, you get that part of it. But there's no right or wrong. You see, I love to talk to successful contractors because everybody learns something from everybody. And then again, it's the plus of having a yard. Now, the difference, though, is you have a yard where you can close your gate. And you and I know, being in Los Angeles, I don't have a yard. I have a shop, but I don't have a gate. So I don't want the trucks there. I mean, either way, we have liability with leaving our trucks on the street. Have you ever gotten broken into, anything major?
So what we do, the first thing we do is we put the trucks so close to each other, right? So we have 5 trucks at the yard, and it's only prone to the outside. So yeah, we got broken into one time.
Yeah. Okay.
They took some tools, but at that time we were parking the trucks separated.
Right.
So live and learn. So then I'm like, hey guys, let's put them really close to each other, you know, within inches, and they can't open.
So you get in on the one, and then you got to get out here. Then the guy comes in. I love it. I love it. It's interesting. And you know what? Yeah, I think in the past, let's just say 6 years, we've been broken into 3 times on the street, and each time's been about a $4,000 to $6,000 loss. So yeah, how much they get you for?
Just a few drills. It wasn't that bad, but you know, eventually I found out who it was, and you know, we had a little discussion, and I just told him, like, hey man, you know, like, you don't know that, you know, like, this is a small company. Like, you know, we talked about, you know, it's not, at the end of the day, it's not worth it what you're doing. Like, I would literally, if you were to come knock on my door and say, hey bro, I'm doing bad, can I get 40 bucks? I'd be like, here bro, I'd rather help you out that way. Because the damage at the end of the day, you know, the doors, you know, these doors are $300-400 each, and if you look, right, ever since then, after we got broken in, so that what they do, they get in here and they pry this open
instead of
So what we did, we added these dip switches. So now, ever since that first break-in,
the alarm,
we have an alarm that actually notifies us.
Very cool.
So after that, they've attempted, and we show up and they run. So you know, prepare yourself.
So you got a lot of stuff in here. I'm going to bring the camera and do a B-roll here, but do you have it set up in a certain way? So my vans are set up very strategically, what I call rough finish service calls. You kind of got that, and then you do all the vans the same?
No, each crew is responsible to setting up however they want.
Yeah, because they're working out of it. Let them figure it out. Okay, very cool. Mine's. It's funny you said that. Mine's smaller, so I got to be a little bit more efficient. For me, it's if a helper goes with another guy, he knows where the parts are, because usually the journeyman and I sit and we try to figure out where we want everything to make sense. I'm always in a constant battle, and then they have to remind me, you're not on the field, go home, like, you know. But it's tough because we all have this idea. Yeah, this thing's amazing. And then you're carrying Ladders is a big one. So we carry our 4 foot, our 6 foot, our 8 foot, and usually 12 foot, and then an extension. Any particular ladders you would recommend?
I just carry in my truck a 4 and a 6, and sometimes this one up here, which is an 8.
Yep.
The other trucks, for trim out purposes, we have the little giants that go up to 21 feet, stuff like that. But for me, I'm not going up that high. I'm doing more technical work.
Well, see, and you're hands-on, you're on the job. So for me, if I was to, quote unquote, I would probably be doing sales, and then I'd take my little go bag and maybe a little giant that would fold out. But for you, you're dropping in, and sometimes you're like, all right, guys, have a nice day. I'll finish. You know, you start the 10%, but I always see you finishing the last 10%. So having a beast like this makes total sense. 2 more things, again, just so the people that are watching out there that go, man, this, and by the way, it pays for itself because it's literally a driving billboard.
There's pros and cons.
Yeah.
Right. The biggest win is that you show up prepared. And not only that, the image, when you roll up in this truck, the customer's just like, holy cow, who did I hire?
Right.
Right. So the image is a big deal out there. But the cons is, you know, I'm getting 8 to 10 miles a gallon. The insurance is a lot more because this is a heavy duty truck versus a light duty truck.
Yeah.
These are medium duty trucks.
Right.
But for me, it's really worth the investment.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a good point that everybody needs to know. Businessmen like us, we think about these things. Like, we're not just going out and buying it, we're calculating it, and I know you have too. And then once you start, you're known for it, so you kind of got to continue too. It'd be a little hard to see Rudy. I can't see Rudy in even one of my transits. I'd feel like, you know, it shrank or something happened. When Rudy rolls up, and that's the image he's talking about, is when Rudy Rightwire shows up, you're going to get this. Rudy, thanks, man. Always good talking to you.